It's on page 1. It's 86. It's file 3. File 4.
File 4.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the signed statement of Sergeant Ndela, which is dated the 8th of July 2025, which is the statement that you say the commission, it is very convenient that we only disclose this version of the affidavit after you disclose the handwritten version on the 7th of July statement. Do you recall that in your supplementary statement?
Yes.
And I think you take issue with this because the suggestion is that it was pre-prepared for Sergeant Ndela by members that you say are not friendly with you.
Yeah, not really, not friendly. It was made by those who are investigating and brought it to him to sign and indicated it must be similar to that one of witness A.
Okay.
So that's my qualm, to say a statement is prepared to you, whereas you have your own statement, and then they could have said we will make a supplementary to where you didn't indicate certain things after interviewing the person. Not me as an investigator coming with a document and say, this is a statement, sign it, it must be similar of that of a certain member who you worked with. So I feel it is influencing the outcome of the statement or of the investigation.
But insofar as the contents, insofar as it relates to you speaking to them about a bag full of money, you don't take issue with what he says about how that conversation, that part of the conversation occurred. In paragraph 3, where he says, General Shibiri then informed us that the case was very sensitive and further that the people who are linked to the suspects, they want to give us a bag of money and that if we don't take that money, these people will kill us.
I've already answered on that to say the phrasing is not what I said.
Yes, but you don't take issue with how he records
how
what
he
happened.
wrote it, no,
Yes.
I don't have issue.
Okay. Now, you take issue with the statement for other reasons, and we'll get to that
Yes,
later.
yes.
Can we then go to witness A's statement where he deals with this?
Where is it?
And that will be file 3. And file 3, it is item 83. And I want to deal with page 347. 247, my apologies.
I am at 247.
At paragraph 39.
Yes.
In the middle of that paragraph, he says, he also said that the arrested suspects and their people will do anything to get bail. He then said that there are 3 envelopes flying around, one for the investigating officer, one for the prosecutor, and one for the magistrate. By envelopes, he meant money. What do you take issue with insofar as witness A's recordal of what you said?
Yeah, the big theme, flying envelopes, which I never uttered.
What do you use, the flying around part?
Yeah, that is the thing I never uttered. I talked about a bag full of money given to an attorney who must bribe the investigator or the magistrate or the what you call, the prosecutor.
Okay, but it really boils down to the same thing. You discussed with them the existence or possible existence of a bribe.
Yeah, you can say so. Me and you can understand the brown envelope to be money. But people, as the sentiment here was about people listening there, it's like I was having envelopes flying around, or I have to do something with those envelopes and so forth. So that is what it was said, that the envelopes are flying around. And when they were asked, what does that mean? They thought it was inducement for me to say, no, bring the envelopes, or they will take the envelopes.
Okay, I just want to place on record witness B's version. We don't have to go there, but hers is item 84 of that same bundle, page 288, paragraph 35, and she also refers to it as page 288 of that same bundle.
88.
Paragraph 35.
Oh, yes.
And then if you look at, she says, he explained that the case was sensitive and further that there were 3 envelopes that were available. And he hinted that the implication for refusal would be dangerous for us. See that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in your statement and in your evidence, you said that you expressed, none of them say that. None of them say that you cautioned them not to take the bribe. Even Sergeant Ndela, who you hang your hat on, he doesn't say that either. So there it's 3 against 1, insofar as whether you actually expressly cautioned them not to take the bribe.
Yes.
Are you sure that you cautioned them not to take the bribe? Expressly.
Very much sure. Very much sure in the sense that I even indicated, even if you were to take the bribe, if the source knows, other people knows, and it won't take the threat away, because the case will still be remaining there. Because also, before we discussed this, we discussed the docket, and I could see there is a prima facie case. The only thing I have noticed that it was not shown to have been done was 2 things. Was the touch DNA fingerprints on the exhibits which were found, the vehicle itself, the firearms itself, and the cartridges, which I advised it must be done. Then I asked, is the firearms and everything taken? They indicated yes, it's already delivered. So they had something to go on for bail application to oppose. That is the first thing. And then the reason I wanted them to be there in my office was to explain to them face to face and relay to them my experience, encourage them that it is doable, and I know it is painful to leave your family and go and stay somewhere.
Yeah, General, we'll get to that aspect.
Yes.
I just want to deal with the bribery aspect for now. You say that you expressly cautioned them, which means that you actually said to them, don't take the bribe.
Yes.
Okay. Now it seems none of them, like I said to you, none of them say that you said that. But it seems an odd thing to put to 3 police officers for you to say don't take the bribe. Shouldn't it be the default position that they shouldn't take the bribe, so their head shouldn't be telling them not to take the bribe? Why would you need to expressly tell them that?
I agree. I indicated I didn't tell them that. Number 2, I agree with you that it can be odd that the same people say one thing. But if ever you are influenced in another way for certain purposes, then they will say the same thing. But I'm saying these commissioners because why? Number 1, the person who came with the information, the people doing threat analysis were supposed to come to the person and get the statement and probably get, if the informer wants to meet, I could have handed over that particular informer because I had the telephone numbers. So that didn't happen. And then the next thing, this happened. And I was so happy that when I follow up, whatever I have guided on, it happened. They went to the safe house and this is happening. And in the same statement of Ndela, and also A, they also indicate underneath to say, my concern was their security. Although maybe their understanding in what they have written that the probabilities or when you are not taking the bribe, a threat can come in terms of a threat to your livelihood will come. And also, in order to counter this, we need to do 1, 2, 3. So I don't deny saying how these people operate and how I think the threat will come about. And I even further to indicate...
General, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I agree with you. Everyone, all of them say that you were the one that suggested that they get the threat and risk assessment. I'm not there. I'm on the issue of the bribery. Now, I'm saying to you, it seems odd to me that you would expressly say to 3 police officers, don't take the bribe. You say you did tell them not to take the bribe. There's no recordal from any of them that you said that. And I want to put this proposition to you. You are saying that now because you were operating in the gray area. We don't have a version from Sergeant Ndela on this, but certainly Witness A and Witness B left that meeting very confused about your motives because you were operating in the gray area, because you weren't express about the bribe. You were suggesting to them that there is something available if they were susceptible to it. That is what they understood. And so you are now saying that you say expressly don't take the bribe to take away the gray area, to put yourself on the white side, but you were operating in the gray area, General. That is what they say, and that is why they were confused about what your motives were. On the one hand, you're telling them about the bribe. On the other hand, you're suggesting to them that there must be a threat and risk assessment, and you are also assisting them with trying to fast-track the forensics.
Yeah. I don't know where they are indicating that they insinuate that I wanted them to take the bribe, except where they are indicating that if they don't take the bribe, these people are going to kill them.
Let me take you to it, but finish what you want to say.
Yeah, and again, on top of that, if they are insinuating, they came there, they left there confused. I explained what should happen and what is going to happen. I explained to say, already I told Colonel Mugwen, to request for the threat analysis. And then inquiry will be opened to do the investigation on the threat. And then they will get protection. So that is what I explained to them there. So I don't know where was the frustration and how should I have explained this. And on top of that, I followed up to find out if the threat risk is being done with the brigadier, and who told me, as we speak, General, I'm with Brigadier Ntuli, assisting me in drafting that. So I don't see how do they have frustration unless intentionally they want to be frustrated or somebody want them frustrated.
You don't see how they could be confused by somebody saying to them, let's do a threat and risk assessment because these people are dangerous, and on the other hand saying to them, there's a bribe available.
No, if you talk about bribe, as police officers from organized crime, they will be on the know. And I told them the person who's coming, and then who will be possibly coming, so that they know. And then from there, entrapment can be made to arrest such person. Inquiry will be opened in the meantime for awaiting for such time when that person comes. So if you alert person that the bribe will come and this is the person who will be bringing, and obviously when he comes, he will try to talk to them, and they can indicate, let's meet somewhere, and then arrange with crime intelligence or their bosses, and then we do entrapment there. So it cannot be that I want them to take the money, because I'm informing them of even the name of the person who supposedly will come, and then so that they know. You
General,
understand?
I'm not saying that you told them to take the money. I'm saying it is a gray area for them as the investigators. That is what I'm saying to you. You are not expressly saying take the bribe. You are saying to them there is a bribe available. That is what I'm saying to you.
No.
Now you say you were looking at the possibility of entrapment. Wouldn't you have engaged one of them to say perhaps then in order to entrap this person, one of you should actually indicate a preference to take the bribe?
No, I won't influence that, because the procedure is what I'm telling you. I said alleged and attempt, and you asked me about that. And I explained about the inquiry to be opened. I spoken to their seniors also if I think they will say they don't know. They were brought to organized crime because they were nominated from where, because they know they can deal with that. And this thing of entrapment, we deals with it on daily basis. And for me, I took it, they understood. For example, when I say inquiry will be opened, immediately when the crime intelligence is given that, because there must be a crime intelligence leading in following up the information and so forth. And the investigators which are indicated, they must be appointed to deal with the threat. They will be working with those. And when they are approached, they were supposed to have their own meeting. It's not the first time we've dealt with it like that. I dealt with it like that when I was in Gauteng. When a member of organized crime, whilst I was acting, not at organized crime, with the gang-related issues, happened to the member. So it's not a thing which they don't know, unless you were saying I'm talking to somebody from the police station.
Okay. Now we'll go to how they felt about that meeting. But you, when you have that meeting with them, you don't tell them the information is from a source. Did you tell them it's from a source?
Exactly. That is what I said. I got information from the source. And the source indicated that these people who are arrested are dangerous and are contract killers by profession. This is what they do. And they were working previously to the late Mswazi. That is what I said to them. So now, what was supposed to come is, because it's no more where are they working, that is what we're supposed to be finding out. Who is the current handler or person sent them there and whatsoever.
Okay.
You see? So that is what I have informed them, to say I got it from the source who allegedly knows them, probably worked with them previously, and that time we all knew that the old man is no more. We don't know who went where and what, but that was the situation. That was the situation I explained. And because, let me finish this one before I forget. That is why when I was talking to Mukwena, I couldn't understand him when he said the person who was killed at a factory. I said, but the information I got is the hitman. Hitman at the factory, at a white man, I thought it might be a robbery. That is when he phoned the investigating officer to explain. And the investigating officer is B. That is when B was not comfortable talking on the phone and said, no, we'll come to your office and brief you. And the arrangement was made.
General, did you tell them the identity of the source?
It doesn't happen.
Well, you said you told them that it's somebody that they know.
No, I said it's somebody who knows the suspects, who also worked there by Mswazi. I never said it's somebody they know. The people I told them the names, which I thought they might know, is that one which I was told by the source to say there is a Zungu from Tom's, there is a Johnny from JMPD, an unknown lady from Johannesburg. Because they were there at court, I thought they might have seen them and know them and confirm the information to me, because that is the names which the source indicated those people were there observing also in court, working, seemingly working with the accused persons or the handlers. So that is what I explained to them.
Okay, who did you disclose the identity of the source to?
Nobody.
So none of the investigators know who the source is.
It doesn't happen. It's a protocol. It doesn't happen. I can't identify to them. I could have identified, as I said, to the crime intelligence person who was doing the risk assessment. Because your informer is your informer. You cannot tell everybody. Tomorrow is killed. You don't know who you are telling. Even the same members whom I'm telling, I'm not sure if some of them they are related with, or they know each other with the people I'm talking about. But I was giving them information so that they know where they are and to prepare better and whatsoever. I even said, you see, if they give you a protection from home to work, it's not a protection, because your family will become vulnerable and they will be known, and sometimes you will be off alone. So hence I also suggested the issue of the safe house, because it worked before for us. And also, if they can't come near to me, they will come near to my children. And I guess they are having smaller children also where they are. I don't know, because I don't know them. I used to see them. But when I met with them physically, I will ask, are you fine? Why do I see you alone? Why do I see you walking like this without any, but they don't talk about those things that I ask them regularly when I meet. And even when we speak on the phone, always I'll say, stay safe. I know it's difficult, but you need to stay there until, it won't take long until the case is finished.
So were you intending on telling General Mbuso Kumalo who the source is, the identity of the source?
No.
So there was never an intention to disclose the identity of the source?
No, a source is known to the handler and the co-handler. The only person, if the source agrees, whom I was going to hand over to be the handler, if he agrees, their sources are different. Some, they want to give you information and stay away. Some, they want to give you information and be registered and work with you and be paid. Some, they will call anonymous 10111 and then they will forward it to you because they know you, that you act when they give you this kind of thing. So a source, even only the commander will know, because he inspects the file quarterly. But also himself, he does not need to know the source, because you are endangering people's life. Is these people, they take their life in order to assist you in dealing with criminals. So it's not something which you just share and say, hey boss, this is my source. Hey, I found it. You won't have a source anymore. Then you will have a dead source.
General, can I just ask to understand? You understand your evidence, or I think I heard you to say that crime intelligence was supposed to conduct a risk assessment.
Yes.
Right. Would you have disclosed the particulars of the source to crime intelligence or whoever is doing the risk assessment? I think that's what Ms.
Yes.
Sigals is trying to establish with you.
It's yes and no. It depends on the source. You can ask General Kalakala, you can ask Brigadier Ntuli, you can ask Colonel Herbert at Crime Intelligence Joburg. There is many, Lieutenant Colonel Khwali, there is many times where I handed over the sources because the sources wanted to work with those people. They didn't have a problem. So there are those who will say no. So that is why I'm saying yes.